Hi, my name is Heather Baker, and I have William Thomas here to talk with me about a mobile application that he feels provides him with an exceptional user experience. But before we get into the app, William, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, I'm a Full Sail alumni. I graduated last year in 2015. I'm currently a student online for my master's in mobile gaming. And as I said, I'm a game designer, so I test, design, develop. Uh, I pretty much do a little bit of everything in the game industry.
Okay, I'm going to ask you to step out of the game industry just a little bit, but before we start talking about mobile apps, I just want to get to know your mobile usage patterns just a little bit. Now, when you're looking for an app to help you complete a task, are you the type of person to download maybe 5 or 6 apps, test them all out, and then decide which one you like the best? Or are you the type of person to download one, thoroughly test it, decide if it meets your needs, and not move on unless it completely does not?
Well, for mobile applications specifically, I would install one at a time, try it out, test the features, see if it has everything that I really need, and then if not, I would move on to the next one. Video games, however, I'll download like 5 to 10 at a time of a genre, and keep the ones that I enjoyed playing. Um,
Okay, so it's completely different when it comes to games versus apps to complete a task then. Okay. All right, so out of all of the mobile applications that you use on a regular basis, which one stands out to you as something that gives you an exceptional experience every time that you open it?
at first, I would want to say Google Drive or Google Hangouts just because I use them like 24/7. But for a truly exceptional experience, I would say CamScanner.
CamScanner. Okay, so what do you use CamScanner for? What task does it help you accomplish?
Well, it obviously enough uses the camera on the phone to scan a document or picture, but it also crops it, gives you a nice list of filters, etc.
Okay, and what devices do you use the app on?
I use it on my NVIDIA Shield tablet and LG Leon smartphone.
Okay, so both Android?
Yeah, both Android.
All right, and now where do you most commonly use it? Those are both mobile devices. Do you mostly still use it at home, or are you using it out in the world while you're doing things?
A little of both, but mostly at home.
Okay, when you're using it at home, what are the main tasks that you use it for? What types of documents you use it for, things like that?
Mainly, well, I used it recently for enrollment and the financial aid and the launch documents, and I was able to digitally sign them and just submit them.
Okay, and when you do use it when you're out on the go, what other different types of things are you using it for?
Well, sometimes while I'm out, I'm meeting other game designers or developers or just other people who are interested in the design aspect of the game industry. And when I'm discussing, for the most part, other people's ideas, they're usually a little more comfortable talking about it with a non-disclosure agreement signed.
Okay.
So with CamScanner, I can have a template in the cloud, and I'll just pull it up and let us both digitally sign it right then and there, and we can move forward without having to stop for a while and dwell on tasks of making the documents. We could just get things done very fast.
Okay. All right. So, do you feel that the app actually minimizes the number of steps that you need to make to complete the objective? Or do you think it just makes the steps that you have to take easier to complete throughout the process?
Uh, Both. I mean, it definitely minimizes the amount of steps needed, and in by doing so makes it dumb easy.
Okay. All right. And is there any specific reason that you use the CamScanner app over the other applications that are available on Google Play that do similar things?
Well, I haven't really tried any other applications in that area of mobile applications, just because I've had no reason to. I mean, I've been using CamScanner just fine. It has all the tools that I really need, so I don't really have to go exploring any other options.
Okay, that says a lot. And how long have you been using the application?
Uh, about a year now, maybe a little more.
Okay, so step back to a year ago when you first started using it. Uh, when you first downloaded it, was there any frustration for the first time, or were you able to just download it, start using it, get everything done right away?
Oh, there was no frustrations at all. It was very easy to use, very intuitive.
Okay, and what do you feel was the main reason that you were able to so quickly learn the functions of the application and learn how to do everything?
Well, it kind of reminds me of a quote from Da Vinci, and I actually used this recently in an assignment for school. Uh, Simplicity is the ultimate sophistication. And by saying that, I mean, like, for example, ever since Windows 98, there's you've seen the floppy disk icon as the save button. And it's just common knowledge. It comes down to common knowledge and how things work together and have been working together for decades. And so, what I'm getting at is there's a green button in the bottom right hand corner with an icon of a camera on it. And obviously enough, it opens the camera feature.
Surprise!
Right? So, these things are just, as I said, common knowledge. That's all.
Right, so would you say then, I guess by having the ability to recognize the icons, like you were saying from those past experiences, that minimized or maybe even eliminated any learning curve that may have been applicable otherwise?
Absolutely. For instance, the swipe down feature for syncing to your other device, your workspace to your other devices. That's also in refresh for Facebook Messenger, and refresh for files in Google Drive for the Google Drive app. So that it's the same mechanic, just in a different use.
Right, so the way the developers integrated that consistency from the other Android applications that everyone's familiar with, that allowed you to, I guess, react immediately rather than having to think about what your next step might have to be.
Absolutely.
And what would you say that your eye was drawn to when you first open up the application? What's the very first thing that you're drawn to? What do you notice?
So the first thing I noticed is the workspace. That if you've taken any pictures or stored any files or synced any files from your cloud, they'll all be listed right there.
Okay. And so everything's just right there, available for your use from the very beginning.
Yeah.
Okay. And can you walk me through the process from the time that you open the application to the time that you're either saving or sharing the scan that you've taken?
Okay. First, I would hit the camera icon. And there's a cogwheel icon, just like the floppy disk icon or the camera icon.
Something that everybody's seen.
Exactly. We know that that's a settings button, so I can hit it, turn on the grid, or you can activate the level, or, the grid is a 9 square space that envelops, or it's like a wireframe that goes across the screen, so you can, center the main object or page that you're trying to scan or take a picture of. But the level is really cool because it uses the gyroscope to get the flattest possible image. You can also activate the shutter sounds, etc. So after you take the picture, it allows you to crop it, and it'll even, as you drag the lines across, it'll snap to edges and borders. Not always, but for the most part, it does a good job. Another exceptional quality of this app is that when you're dragging a corner of the cropping grid, you on the opposite side of the screen, like if I'm dragging one of the right side corners, I see on the left side of the screen a circle with a zoomed in, like a magnifying glass, of where I'm currently moving that corner. So it's really nice, especially if you're, trying to get those tight corners on documents and getting the right angles perfect. And from there, you hit the check mark, and after you check mark, it'll auto flatten the image, and you can select a filter like magic color or gray mode or black and white, and also the original. You can also hit a settings button on the bottom to change the contrast, brightness, and the quote magic color setting that it automatically does to turn it into a quality image.
Okay.
So there's a lot of filtering and stuff like that. Once I hit the check mark, after either applying the filter or leaving it as original, it then is placed into my workspace. And the cool thing about this, what I like the most, is that it makes like a sub workspace. So this one new entry can have multiple files that I've taken an image of. And from there, I can either export them each as images, or I can export them all together as a PDF with X amount of pages. Which it's pretty amazing in my opinion.
It's a lot integrated for something as simple as something called a cam.
Exactly.
Okay, now you mentioned a lot there, but is there one or maybe just a couple features that are integrated in the CamScanner app that you feel are just that thing that takes it from a great experience and turns it into that exceptional experience?
Yeah. Actually, there is one thing that really stood out to me, and that's that you can recommend this app to your friends on Facebook and get 500 megs of free space, which is pretty amazing. I mean, I haven't used it myself yet, but
should you need it, they offer you
exactly
just a little something, even really for just using their app,
which is free. So that's
right. All right. Well, now with everything that we've spoken about in mind, would you ever consider using a different application like of this type for the same task that you've been using CamScanner with?
Not yet, because I haven't really needed to.
Okay.
So all the features that I really need, and these are tools that I use almost daily. They already exist in this one app, so I just really haven't found the need to explore other options. However, I would consider other applications. I mean, if they advertise a cool feature, like one thing I don't see this doing, the CamScanner doesn't do, is create a filter while you're taking the picture. So like you have to apply the filter afterwards, which means sampling the picture, trying to mess with the features, trying to get it right after taking the picture originally. So you have to continuously go backwards, get it in the right position, setting, make sure it looks the way you want it to if you're messing around with those filters.
So there's a few things, but at the same time, you've been using it for about a year now, and you're still using it, so that definitely says a lot. Well, William, I really appreciate your time today, and thank you for sharing your opinions and your experience with CamScanner with me. And thank you, everyone, for listening. I hope everyone enjoyed learning about the CamScanner experience with us today.